So we have a segment on the show which we call the good, the bad, and the ugly, where we basically ask someone to tell us a
I'll be
story
the
about.
ugly one.
We'll do it based on about a performance which started off good, went bad, ended up ugly. Basically, some sort of disaster that happened. We've had some interesting stories so far, so it'll be interesting to see.
So this isn't necessarily a performance thing. It's more of a series of performance things. Back in 2007, so I also have a foot in the sideshow business, right? I've done sideshow as well as magic. I lean towards magic more, but I've done a lot in the sideshow business, including traveling with like a 10-in-1, like an actual sideshow carny tents and setting up stuff, hammering stakes in the ground. It was terrible, but it was great at the same time. Anyway, so I have a lot of friends in that business, and we were all going up to this convention called the Sideshow Gathering in Pennsylvania, which is up on the east, New England area, my friends had modified a school bus to be a tour bus, right? And we were hitting a few stops along the way. We were starting in Texas and going up, and I think we stopped in Arkansas, Ohio, and somewhere else. I forget the other place. And by the end of it, we ended up kind of naming it the Death Trap 2007 tour because this bus tried to kill us on multiple occasions. So like a number of times the brake line just snapped. That was fun. We had to fix that a few times. We had a flat tire. We had the bus the inside caught fire one time and ruined my blanket. That was good. And this is all stuff that happened between the stops, right? Yeah. And so it was killing our cash. When we got to the Sideshow Gathering, they actually took up a collection for us so we could get back home. But I mean, so it's like the good part was getting to perform, was going to these venues and getting to perform and see friends and all this stuff and do things. The bad part would be, being on a bus that's trying to kill you. And then the ugliest part of this for me was I was driving. So here's a fun fact about me: I did not have a driver's license until I was 29 because I could not afford a car. So why bother get a license if I can't have a car? Now, I could drive. I knew how to drive. I just didn't have the thing that legally says I could. So they were like, you should drive. And I'm like, yeah, sure. Okay. Everybody else is too tired. Fine. So I'm driving. And then the gas pedal gets stuck down, like just jammed down. And it's like, oh, this is great. And I'm like, I don't know what to do. Nobody knows what to do. So we kill the power. The guy's like, just turn the car off or turn the bus off. And remember, this is like a school bus, like a 30-foot long thing that I'm driving. And we're like, okay, we're just going to coast off the highway and into a parking lot somewhere. Well, we're getting off the exit ramp and we're coming up to basically a light and it starts to turn red and we have to turn at like a 90-degree angle. I'm like, if I stop here, we're screwed. Okay, I'm running the red light and we're all just like, hold on for dear life as I turn this corner in this bus going like way faster than it should be around a corner. So we almost died a few times. So that's probably the most like chaotic experience I've ever had, just being in a vehicle that was trying to kill us and trying to perform at the same time.
That's like a complete daredevil like experience. You should have stunt driver should now be like your new career on the CV, ready to go.
Well, I mean, the fact that I didn't make the bus just completely go onto its side is a testament to my, I don't know what, insanity. I don't know what happened. It was, and yeah, like there's a few of us who like never speak of this incident again. And the funny thing is, this is not my first time on a modified school bus as a tour bus that did something horrible. This is the second one, actually. But it's. So for those of you watching, don't do that. Get a real bus. Get a real touring vehicle. Don't modify school bus.
That's in your rider now. No tour bus cannot be modified. School bus can't appear at the show.
Yeah. One of my favorite aspects. So they built like bunk beds in there. So you had beds, but then they had one suspended on chains, right? So whenever this thing would take a corner too hard, the thing would just go wham into the frame and wake everybody up. Be like, huh? Oh God, okay, it's just the bus.
Motion sickness, I'd say,
Yeah.
would be a slight problem with that.
See that I'm okay with that. I actually like. I actually like sleeping in. Like I suffer from what my friend calls carcolepsy. Like the movement makes me sleep. So I've slept on all sorts of vehicles. Not while driving, but I've definitely like I don't mind the movement. Like a cruise ship is great because you're just like, hey, this is I'm being rocked to sleep. This is kind of nice.